Okay. Here we go. Another episode of Talk Your Talk. Today I got a good guest, great friend of mine. You know what I mean? I know him as Vaughn. Y'all might know him as Vaughn Jeff, but now he goes by the name of Buddha Chief, and we gonna get into all that, the name change, the rebranding. So let's go, my brother.
Good, baby.
And man, how you feeling? How everything been?
As I always say, I'm great, feeling great. You know, what's your energy type? You know, that's my thing right there. Same way you got a blood type, what's your energy type?
Okay.
So, you know, today my energy type is very vibrant. You know what I'm saying?
Vibrant, positive vibes.
Positive vibes, always positive vibes.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. But before we go, right now, we're going to go straight into it. The rebranding, the name Buddha Chief. Love it, by the way.
Appreciate
support,
that.
Support everything you do, but what's the reason for the rebranding?
The way I've been acknowledging it lately is like, you know what that hit maker is Young Berg, right?
Yeah.
You know that Titty Boy is 2 Chainz, right?
Yeah.
Vaughn Jeff is Buddha Chief. So as far as the whole rebranding, you know, we know each other from forever. You know what I'm saying? But the phase that we at right now in life is the perspective years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of in a space where, like, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know where I'm going. And I have a lot that I've learned, a lot of wisdom to embark on, not just the next generation, but any person I come in contact with. That's why I'm very big on energy. And Buddha Chief, for me, represents that creativity, that love, that energy, righteousness. And I am Buddha Chief personified. The brand started as a cannabis lifestyle brand, but being that I had the name trademark and own the name, I said I like it. You know what I'm saying? Let me give it a shot as that and just rebrand. You know, I tried as Vaughn Jeff, and you know, Vaughn Jeff within itself is a brand. You know, so.
By the way, let's not forget, Vaughn Jeff is a major brand. Like,
appreciate that.
A lot of work you put in as Vaughn Jeff. If you don't mind, real quick, run down some of the things you did as Vaughn Jeff, because the murals across Brooklyn, beautiful. Love those.
So, like you mentioned, the murals, managed artists, I've executive produced songs for some people, docuseries. What else? So funny, like I do so much shit, bro. Like it slips my mind. But
and everything. Now, mind you, everything you did was successful and positive. So why the rebrand?
I appreciate that, because honestly, I learned like success is like when you complete something. It doesn't have to be like monetary gain or anything like that. So that's one thing I learned is like, you know, I'm successful because I have intention behind something from an idea, and I bring it to fruition. You know, so as Vaughn Jeff, I also September makes 10 years since I dropped the Count Me In mixtape. That mixtape has several songs in the film executive produced by Alicia Keys, which was titled Inevitable Defeat of Mr. and Pete. I only when I dropped that, I only put it on SoundCloud, because back then, you know, I wasn't really into like the whole DSPs and all that kind of stuff. So I just put it on SoundCloud, did a couple videos, and I really just jumped into management. But that's a successful project to me. Like I said, it landed songs in the film. That particular project there is, for me, is a classic. If you check out my Expert Opinion episode that when Math Hoffa had Clark Kent on it, and when you hear what he say about what determines a classic project, this project is that. From start to ending, that project embodies me as a Bedstuy artist and captures the whole entire theme of why you should count me in.
Got you. It's pretty much the story. Your storyline, your timeline of a period of life from point A to point B that you've been through.
Right.
That's definitely a recipe for success. But like I said, the rebranding, everything was going good as Vaughn Jeff. Like, what happened? The pandemic made you
grow my hair, grow this beard. Pandemic,
everything different. The pandemic
did it. Word. I just felt new energy, bro. I can't say like I said, man. P. Diddy changed his name mad times. You know, Hove changed his name. Nas changed his name.
Moment.
And I'm not even comparing myself to them, but it's like everybody should rebrand themselves. Like, you are who you are as a teenager. You are who you are in your 20s. You are who you are in your 30s. You are who you are in your 40s. And you always evolving. You know what I'm saying? If your name was... No disrespect to anybody, but if your name was, like you said, Lil something, or if your name was... Murder or something of that nature. No disrespect to anybody with those names. When you in your 60s and all that, I don't think people gonna still be calling you in front of your kids and your grandkids and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You evolve because your grandkids is not gonna call you.
Yeah. You ain't gonna even want them to know you by that name. You ain't gonna
right. So you evolve. You know what I'm saying? And I think right now is like Buddha Chief is fit for me, and even like with the whole image. You know me before the dreads. Yeah. Caesars and dreads and all that kind of shit. You know me before that, so
I'm jealous because I'm bald over here. You done had everything.
I tried the baldy at one point in time. I tried it.
You did it by choice. I had to.
But you finessing it.
Yeah, you gotta make it work.
And we showing our grades, bro. Like,
knowledge, it's just nothing but knowledge. That's
knowledge and wisdom, bro. It's an honor for us to reach this age, bro. It's an honor for us to be here in this day and age, bro.
It's a handful of losses we could name.
For real. And even if someone's still alive, some may not be in a position to whereas,
drugs come in the hand, bad drugs.
All kind of shit, bro.
All
kind of shit. And I see it. And I feel it, though, bro. Like, when I see certain people that we came up with and I see them on the streets, it'd be like, it just hit me. Like, I'm a person that has empathy for others and take on others' emotions sometimes. So my thing is, like, if I see certain people, I may not give you no bread, but I'm like, yo, you hungry? Let's go get something to eat. And I'll give you, order what you want.
I was on True Story. Matter of fact, it was yesterday. I was on Rockaway and Eastern Parkway at the light. Came up to me, asked for $2. I had $1.50. I gave him $1.50. Nigga took it, gave me the middle finger, and said "fuck you," and walked off.
Word.
I cannot lie.
Oh man,
I got witnesses.
Oh man,
like that was crazy. I'm like, man, nigga, I was 50 cents short, nigga. Everybody else rolling up their window. I'm trying to help
you, but that's your blessing though. Regardless of his reaction, that was your blessing.
Yeah, because it made me laugh. Like, yo, damn,
that's all you could do is laugh, right?
I gave it to you, bro.
Word.
So, with Buddha Chief right now, what you doing with the Buddha Chief right now? What's going on?
So
you came bearing gifts. So.
Yeah, so right now with the whole Buddha Chief brand, for one, the music, I'm back recording again. Like I said, my last release was like 2012, 2014. So now I'm back recording as Buddha Chief. I got about 7 songs recorded as Buddha Chief, and I feel like I'm at the best that I've been as an artist.
It's the experience.
The experience and the comfortability and just the resources that come along with it. So right now I'm dealing with people that I rub shoulders with within the industry, and it's like I know who to go to for production, who to go to for beats, who to go to for PR, marketing, and all that kind of stuff. So now I'm just doing my best to create the best material that I can. And once we have that, now it's time to
be a cakewalk.
Now it's time to just, involve the right people and stuff like that. So
the hardest part is for me, I would say, is creating the body of work. Once you create the body of work, the creation, everybody, like everything else, they jump
That's
on
the
it.
fun part for me.
It.
That's the fun part for me.
Creator.
That's the fun part for me. The hard, well, I'm not even gonna say the hard part. What used to be the hard part was trying to
see if look for work to get everybody.
Look for acceptance. I'm not looking for nobody acceptance no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to anybody for a handout. Like, and this is the great space that we in with this digital age. Like, you really don't need nobody. If you an artist, you really don't. I'm talking about to really get your stuff out there. Of course, you need the engineer, you need the producer. You know what I'm saying?
But then again, they got apps for that.
They got apps. No, they got apps for that. They got apps for that. So to get it out there to the masses, you know, there's different ways to really get yourself out there. So I feel comfortable now, even doing it again, because like I'm not doing it for a record deal. This is more of a lane to express love and to definitely express and communicate to my community with this talent.
Which is definitely talent that you definitely have.
Appreciate that.
So you got something coming up on the 1st?
So that's the docuseries.
Okay.
That's called The Curator. So that started, I actually wrote like a treatment. Like I was, you know, I was big on like writing. Writing ideas down and stuff. And I had this, it was titled Born at 33. So I must have wrote it before I was 33. I'm 41 years old now. So I presented it to a company that I met by the name of Honeysuckle Magazine. Okay. And, you know, they read it and they was like, wow, this is dope. You know, we would love to get involved. And, you know, from there, it just started coming to fruition. So we've been filming prior to the pandemic. So, you know, the pandemic kind of slowed a lot of stuff up anyway.
Slows everything.
So now we about to actually present the screening of the first 2 episodes we've been working on. So it's an ongoing thing. So even like the event that we're doing on Thursday is going to be filmed for like a future episode and stuff. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we touching on the illnesses and traumas that we experienced growing up in these urban communities. But we're not staying stuck there. We actually moving forward. So this is why it's called The Curator, because we coming forward with a remedy. We going to touch and highlight on certain stuff and put it in your face. But at the same time, we're going to have dialogue on how we going to rise above it.
You mind giving an example or something?
So we talk about mental illness. We talk about the crack era. As I've come to learn, that whole crack epidemic wasn't something by chance. That was a systematic situation to bring us down. So we know people that was once on crack. That's off of it now. So how do you go from that? We saw what crack looked like, bro. We saw what it looked like. So how do you go from that to this and you still alive? You still alive. You made it through something that was supposed to just take you out, wipe you out. And we still feeling the effects of it. But we need to highlight and understand what we dealing with. So now, where's the treatment? Where's the resources? Where's the help to actually move forward, rebuild, become unified again, tap back into your higher self? It's a struggle, but those that did it, we need to talk to those people.
And they still out here. Some people still living out here.
They still out here. You know what I'm saying? So you got other drug epidemics such as opioids and all that kind of stuff. You got different ways where people they just straight killing themselves because they don't know how to handle it.
Listen, that's where it all comes from.
Talk to some of my people. It's gonna cost you, but talk to some of my people and figure out how to rise above whatever you're going through without taking your life and just thinking it's gonna end right now, because we still going through struggles. And my message through the music is to tap into the brothers that's still out there hustling. I ain't mad at you for getting your money, but at the end of the day, what you doing with your bread? What's the purpose behind the bread? We all get money, but what you doing with it? What's the end goal with it? Because it's going to land us in 2 places, dead or in jail.
When you hear the story, most hustlers don't have an end goal. Their goal is the moment. I got to look good for the moment. Then they get caught up into it because the money come fast. It comes fast. Everybody hear the money come fast. You know, selling drugs, the money come fast, but it comes fast if you're good. Yeah. Not even if you're good. If the work is good, it's going to come.
If you're at the right place.
Right.
And you got the work, and then, you know.
Yes, and the money come fast, you don't know what to do. And now you're stuck in a position where I got this much money, I might as well become the next Nino Brown or whatever. And that's what happened. At least that's my opinion on what happened.
A lot of those dudes had a lot of creativity within them, though.
Yeah. Oh, you got to be creative.
A lot of creativity, but they just never acted on it. You know what I'm saying? So now, like when you see on social media, a lot of people are talking about they past and when they was coming up and all that kind of stuff. So you can't erase your past, but you could utilize it to spring yourself forward. You know what I'm saying? And impact. You know what I'm saying? Inspire somebody. So my whole thing is just like I said, like with this docuseries is shining a light on it, but no judgment.
Not
no
a judgmental light.
No, no judgment.
Just I see you like, not I'm judging you, but I see you over there. Don't think you forgotten.
And I'm not excluding myself from this. You know what I'm saying? Because we all, you know.
We all have a past.
We all have a past. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, it's like, I want to see, and I don't want to, like, to see people do better is like a phrase of judgment. We all have kids. We all have families. Like I said, we all have creativity. What are we doing to leave a legacy? What are we doing to impact and say, this is what I did while I was here? That's why I started doing the murals and all that kind of stuff. Because God forbid I'm gone tomorrow. What can I say that I did that, Vaughn was here? Yeah, he did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I may not be able to create a damn monument, whatever, but you could look at this wall and see something positive that's going to impact you and maybe help you through your day.
Guide you through, let you know somebody from here did this.
Right.
So it can be done.
Right.
It can be done. Don't ever think it can be done.
Right.
So going through that, like, it's just crazy. Knowing you, I don't know questions to ask you.
Like you said, it's dialogue though, bro. We're having a conversation.
Just having a good old
conversation, man. So the thing is, like, between me and you, is like, not like it's between me like a secret, but just as far as our history, our relationship, our connection, like, bro, this is it's
easy,
like for real. Like when you say day one, like we like day ones for real, for real. You know what I'm saying?
You can easily say what 41 years. Out of 41 years, you could say about 37, 38 of them.
Yeah.
38. So
yeah,
I know you. So asking these questions is hard because I know you. So I pretty much know the answer. Like, yeah, I know that, but to inform the people, the rest of the world. To be honest with you, I'm still stuck on the name Buddha Chief. I like it, but I calling you that is still kind of, I'm getting used to it.
Right, like, I know what you mean. It's like you may forget. Like
I gotta reprogram all the years and all years.
Like Vaughn.
So all right though, but honeysuckle, I know what I'm gonna do. Let's go into honey. So like, what made you reach out to them? Like, what was it?
So when I was doing the cannabis events, so Buddha Chief started as a promotional company in cannabis-friendly environments. I met them because I started to go out to different cannabis summits and conventions and stuff, and they had a magazine with Spike Lee, and the whole magazine was pretty much about black culture and stuff like that, and I like how they represented us. So I reached out to them, like I said, with the Born at 33 treatment and everything. And from there, matter of fact, I did a couple ads in the magazine. The Buddha Chief, I did a couple Buddha Chief ads in the magazine. So from there, we started the relationship and everything. And then, shout out to Ronit, shout out to Sam.
Shout out.
We built a personal relationship, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like one hand wash the other, both wash the face. You know what I'm saying? I got a story, they got resources and doors that I may not be able to get into or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And they actually came to the hood and seen what it's like. You know what I'm saying? They spent some time with me in Bedstuy and everything. Got to meet my family and everything. So, and I see what they're doing. So look, they got Wiz on this cover, they got Lil Wayne on the next cover, then they just did something with Mellow Racks that signed to Young Money. So they're still active, you know what I'm saying? I'm still active doing what I'm doing, they're still active doing what they're doing. We just recently attended the Cannabis on the Revel Cannabis Summit at Restoration. Like, that's our backyard. So to bring cannabis to Restoration on Fulton Street, you know what I'm saying? That's big. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling people when at the event, I went to high school right up the block. I used to live right there. It's like this is my backyard. You know what I'm saying?
Very much so.
So working with them is I felt comfortable enough to express my story with them. You know what I'm saying? Based off of like what I learned from that Spike Lee issue that they did, and we still going. So matter of fact, the docu-series just got picked up by Catalyst Film Festival. So that's the first film festival to pick it up.
Still successful, Chief. Still, let me not say still successful, but still, I'm gonna think of a new. Because you say you don't like successful, because it sounds like you was downgrading what you doing before, and
not that I don't like it.
It's not a downgrade.
So bro, in the high, my yearbook, I was most likely to succeed. Out of high school, I thought success was
getting out of
how much money I could obtain. Like I always, and this is why I started hustling, because I'm like, dang, I gotta get bread. I'm thinking like the more money I get, the more successful I am. And I had to realize, like I said, like it's not about that. It's about the accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? And then in this project here, it's not about me. I'm just a subject. I'm tapping into something that's generational, where we getting to tell our stories and be heard.
So, because I tend to judge success by who you helped,
right? Who you impact,
and how they took it and ran with it.
Right.
If they ran further than what you did,
right?
Their success is part of your success, because you the building bridge to start the success.
And even if it's one person, I used to want to save the world, bro. I was losing my hair.
I was about to say you about to join the club quick, baby. You trying to do that? Trying to do that? You definitely gonna join the club.
But I had to learn, man. I had to learn. So, like I said, we in the perspective years. We in the perspective
we
years.
in the years of seeing and pretty much not having a full understanding, but a good enough understanding of how to break it down and give the knowledge all to the rest.
What I know now is that for my 50s and 60s, I want to be healthy.
Yeah.
I want to make sure my hips, my ligaments, and my muscles and everything is intact. I'm still looking physique and intact. Like, I don't want to be that old.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean? I don't want to be that old dude that's like, get out of here, grandpa.
Yeah, nah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be that, you how old?
And you still could.
You still
look good. Yeah. That's what
you look good
that's what everybody should be striving for now.
Yeah, and having your mental, having your sanity, that's the main thing. Having that sanity.
See, all right, I have analysis on the sanity part. I think a lot of people loses their sanity and go crazy and stuff, or not really go crazy, but have problems. The bravado of macho-ness of not expressing and talking.
Yes,
I think that's like my cure for that is conversation, rhetoric, dialect.
Yes, yes.
I think that's for not all mental health cases, but for a lot.
Well, that's up there though, because especially as I'm gonna say it, black men, we have an issue with expressing our emotions, expressing our pain. This is why it comes out as violence, or comes out as like a boom.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The first, all right, because look, the first time we ever try to express our pain or anything is
shut up.
Yeah, stop crying.
You're not supposed to cry.
Take that.
Yeah.
Shit. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what we doing.
Don't talk back.
Yeah. You just caused the whole emotion from telling me not to say what I'm feeling. You telling me not to say what I'm feeling. Eat it. Sit there.
And this is in single digits. This is single digits.
You ain't
when
even
you that young.
So you bruised, you hurt, you trying and you can't talk to no one about it.
But see, exactly what you just said, it's the cure. It's a remedy, because we older now. Mm-hmm. So now it's like, now that we know that, we can't hold on to it anymore, and we can't still conduct ourselves in that way where we're not expressing ourselves. I got to the point where it's like, you know what? I'm going to say what I got to say and leave it at that. And I'm like, I said it. I said what I had to say. I'm not trying to over-explain it and all that kind of stuff. If I offend you and you take it offensive, however I say something, all right, I can apologize. Or
I can explain to you why you shouldn't feel offended.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times you only feel offended when the shoe fit.
That's a hard pill to swallow.
maybe you gotta change your ways. Is how I look at it. Like,
right, and that's what that's what comes with loving yourself, learning yourself. When they say knowledge of self, that's, to me, that's what life is about. You're supposed to always keep learning and trying to master and perfect yourself. No one is perfect, but you can be righteous. This is what I say. You can be righteous in your ways and being, but no one is perfect. You know, so as far as acknowledging that, if you love yourself, I love myself, I'm not going to want to harm you or make you feel less than to make myself feel better.
Yeah. But all that's judgmental in comparison. That's where all that come from. Yo, I gotta have the best chain in the spot right now. Oh, he got that? Nah, I gotta get this. But that's just the.
So materials.
It's the material.
It's the worldly things that's not real.
Yeah, it's the material chase is what cloud everybody.
Because some people utilize that for status. They feel they at a certain status when they have those trinkets. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I look at myself as an example. I would like to be an example for whoever. I'm not gonna just say the next generation. Like, I wasn't big on material stuff. I always wanted to express a certain type of energy and let that speak for me. Mm-hmm. Like, I was a fatigued Timberland wearer amongst Coogee and Iceberg and, you know what I'm saying, all those fashion designs, you know what I'm saying? But I was who I was. I still was amongst different circles.
Yeah.
But I was still accepted because I always, pushed who I was.
But let the record show he did have the Coogee and all that too, even though he had the fatigue.
Yeah,
he had the Coogee and stuff too for the record.
The funny thing about that though is like my mom.
Somebody bring a picture up with you with a.
So this is when our parents was dressing us. My mom used to buy me all that stuff, bro, and I was like, nah, like how much you pay for that? Take that back. Let me get the money. I'm gonna go buy some fatigues. You know what I'm saying? Some Timbs, sweaters. Like
that was the goal. Yeah.
And that's what it was. But it's like I never gravitated towards material things to define who I was. You know what I'm saying? I think I just always been that person, just that wanna project positivity, and positivity just is a lack of better words, because we all have.
You're a person that projects.
I care how I impact, how I hurt people.
Motivate. You're a motivator. You're a motivator. When you talking to you, anyone who talks to you, if they don't get a plan to do something, a spark or creation, like talking to you, ideas always. When I walk away from you, I always get an idea for something. Like, oh,
and I think that's what I. That's what I think. That's part of my purpose. Let me do that. I think that's what God made me, intended for me to be like. So even like when we was young and doing music, like I used to write VON as my that was Vaughn, that was my name, but VON was a acronym for visualizer over negativity. And this was back in junior high school. This was when me and K-Sean, we was rapping and all that kind of stuff. So, man, you was who you was when you got here. That shit is very real. You know what I'm saying?
Look how it all double back.
I always, been that. You know what I'm saying? So even in times when I exemplified negativity, it had me off balance. I even posted on Facebook one time that's a part of my depression, because I battle with being positive, but at the same time, when you grow up in certain environments, that negativity, things will lead you to that direction, and that battle to react, because the streets say this and the streets say that, but then within you, this is the higher frequency person.
And I really wasn't good in science, but I do know what two negatives make a positive. So that's how it's always gonna be. Like, you can't have positive. You can't. Anyone who ever did anything positive, believe me, it's a negative story behind it.
Right.
So we gotta.
Yeah, bro, I remember one time this was MySpace era, right?
Yeah.
And everybody, they had like a junior high school chat room or something like that. And everybody was like talking about what they remembered and all this kind of stuff. And I'm reading the shit that people remembered about me. I'm like, ain't nothing cool about that shit. Like, I made it a public apology on that shit. Like, yo, if I ever hurt somebody or made you feel the type of way, yo, I humbly apologize. Like, I don't want that memory. Like, that shit ain't cool. And like, the shit that people was just remembering, it was just a bunch of like corny shit. Triggering corny shit. Like,
it done been years, so now they see it again. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
Or they see you on TV or on internet or something. Like, so nah, I definitely get that.
I ain't got no problem.
That's why I said with all positive, from everything positive, it stemmed from something negative.
Stem from something
negative. It ain't stem from something. It stemmed from something negative.
But I think I had balance, man. Like,
that's
like my balance came from going to the high for one.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's too early to start talking about Mick or anything, but
it's never too
that's
early.
That's where
we
the
from.
The balance for me came in that, because prior to that, wasn't listening to no man. Like, I ain't grow up with my pops, so who are you to tell me to do something or try to chastise me or talk to me in a certain tone?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So, like, the first male figure that I had was my uncle, and he was a street hustler, but he gave me a lot of jewels. And watching him and other dudes in the neighborhood is like, I'm not gonna go certain paths by watching what those paths led to. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna do what the wise man do and learn from their mistake. I'm not gonna do what the smart man do and make the same mistake.
Right. And that's what, I can honestly say that I'm proud that I never killed nobody. I've been through the system, but I never did no jail time, thank God, But I pride myself as that individual, like, and this is not knocking anybody else that had those experiences, but in the environment that we come from, for me to say I'm 41 years old and I ain't have to do any of those type of, have those experiences, I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not better than anybody. This is just me.
It's what makes you happy is what fulfills your goal. Like, you gotta, like I said, as long as you happy and fulfilling your goal, you giving that energy, that creative energy, that creative juice off. Like, right now, I got some creative shit going through my head right now. Mm-hmm. Just from talking to you and listening to a couple of things, you sound like, oh yeah, I could do this, do that. So that's that vibe that need to be had. Like, you need that vibe, that inspire. Yeah. That's inspiring.
Why when you call me, bro, when you hit my phone, it will, yo, you need to link up. All right, this is the bro Trav. Like, if he's saying we gotta link up, it gotta be about something. I didn't know it was gonna be this.
Yeah.
And we spoke about it, and we here now. You know what I'm saying? So as far as you doing your creative thing, you had the idea, you had the concept, and we here now in your world. You know what I'm saying? So and I applaud you for that.
But it's cool. But look what was said. This conversation with you to spark up. You see, that's what you do. This is the gift you give the world. That you got to keep that. I want the Buddha chief to most definitely keep on spreading across the world.
Bro, we about to do some shit, bro. And the reason why I don't just say I, because like I represent many. So we about to do some shit, and I feel like, not to sound cliche, it's about 2023 because it's already happening now, but the fruit, we about to start picking off the tree and eating it, bro. We about to have harvest, bro, because the seeds has been planted, bro. It's a lot of seeds that's been planted, and we just need a lot of people to just enlighten and wake up and really tap into that vibration and get on the same page. And this is why that music that I'm kicking, when y'all hear the music that I'm kicking, y'all gonna be like, nah, he talking that shit.
And that's things. And look, all thanks to the pandemic, I swear. So the pandemic made so many diamonds, man.
So check it though. So my daughter used to wake up like 4 in the morning, like for her bottle, change the diaper and everything. And my cousin, he sent me a song because he has a fashion brand. Shout out to Bucks R Us. He sent me a song that somebody else did for his clothing brand, and the beat was hot. So I'm listening to it because I couldn't go back to sleep after changing her diaper and everything. It's like 3, 4 in the morning. So I'm like, yo, you gonna make me step up. You gonna make me get back at it. So he was like, yeah, hey, cuz, just joking. So I'm laying down, like, many times I think of lines, I wouldn't write it down. It was just this one night. It was like in April, I think. not this past April, but the April before that. And I'm like, shit just coming to my head. Never lying. So now I'm like 8 bars in my head. I'm like, hold up, like, let me write this shit down. Let me write this shit down. So I wrote a 16 and sent it to him. This nigga sent mad fire emojis, and I'm like, word. And from there it was like, damn, like fuck it. Let me just do the song for Cuzzo. Started reaching out to producers and all that kind of stuff. Shout out my man Thanos. Reached out to Thanos. He cooked up something. I had next thing I know, like I had a joint. Sent it out to people like, what you think about this? And it's like, it was a nostalgic feeling. He's like, yo, you remind me of such and such. I'm like, damn, I'll take that. I'll take that comparison. I'll take that. And they talking about like Mos Defs.
Oh yeah.
They talking about like Grand Poobah. I'm like, these are dudes that I fuck with. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Which is your lane. Anybody who know you,
so I'm
it's
like,
a character, a person.
I'm like, okay, so from there, bro. So since last April, I'm about like 7 songs in. But these are songs of substance and quality. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, I could have recorded and did a lot more, but being a father, you know, that's other time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, unless you willing to cut some of them daddy-daughter hours.
Nah, them daddy-daughter hours is the most
precious, right?
That's my high. When daddy ain't feeling right, come here, baby.
Listen, the high of a kid is crazy.
Yeah.
And they know what to say, because like this was started from my son, my youngest. I don't know, sitting there, I'm conversating with him. He playing with his toys, ain't even paying attention to me. And he just said, "Do it. If you're going, just do it." You know what? That's what I needed to hear. I'm outside.
I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm outside. He said, "Do it." What can I do if he telling me to?
Man, kids, man.
And they the most honest when they that age, so.
Yes.
He must have knew something.
That whole term, the kids are the future, that's not just a cliche, bro. That shit is for real, for real. If you pour into them, like, I used to sing this song to my daughter. I used to sing her name in the same type of cadence, harmony, and everything. When she started spelling her name to me in that same cadence, I was like, oh, yo, bro, I felt like successful. I was like, wow. So I'm like, okay, this is how you nurture, right?
And she took it. You ain't even thinking. You're not even thinking. You just doing it to her.
Yeah.
And one day she hit you with it with the, you got, I know that.
I was like,
know that bop. I gave you that bop.
And she's musically inclined too. Like when I be listening to some of the beats, if she start doing her, I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna go with this. She loved the pianos. Pianos.
Look how she got. Man, thank God we ain't had you talk about nothing crazy, because she just cold changed. I know the camera got the way he just cold. Yeah, she took piano. He even moved his head like Ray and Steve.
But listen,
and everything.
That's the root of it, though, bro. Yeah. I don't care how gangster you are, bro.
Oh, man, listen.
You want better for your child. You should want better for your child.
Oh, believe me, everybody want better for theirs.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a cure right there. That's a cure right there.
It's definitely the cure. Yo, I have a child and my child be just like me. Now, they be like, my child gonna be better than me. I don't know how, but he gonna be better. He gonna do something. He gonna spell his name better or something. I don't know.
He gonna do something.
Better. He gotta be better. Nah, see, so that's why you gotta use. See, even a Buddha chief is friendly. Like, if you could knock this down, you could do something for the kids. If you take the weed out the hand, put the toy.
Yeah.
Do something for the kids, because honestly, that's who's going to change. That's who's going to change it. Just like our grandparents said we was going to change it. We did change it. We changed a lot of things around. Our parents said, "Oh yeah, they going to change it." The generations, every generation changes it. But like the push now that the kids is giving now, like we was talking off air about like how the push that they give the government. The comparisons of us with the cops. Someone over anyone over 30, they got a stutter step when they see they gave you a little hesitant when the cops pull up. 25 and under, like, fuck, what y'all stopping me for? What you looking for? So,
as they say, they with the shits. they with the shits.
We thought we was with the shits. And no judging on them because, like you said, when that MySpace reunion came out, you had to send a humble apology.
Yeah.
So just this picture would have been if they had the cameras and the social media back then.
But I think they just gotta the energy has to be led in the proper direction because it's a force to be reckoned with. You know what I'm saying? And the quicker we learn our history, it's over, bro. The quicker we learn to love ourselves, it's over, bro. All that rampant black on black crime, all that killing, all that kind of stuff, it's gonna be, it's gonna start to fade away because we don't come from that.
It's race on race crime everywhere. It's the environment.
But what's highlighted is
ours. Because they, fear what you don't know what you don't fear. That's us. They enslaved us. We came out of that. I ain't saying we bouncing, but damn, it's a lot of millionaires.
Yeah.
The House of Ho. He did. He did. So it's definitely. So I'm about to go to the house of the Buddha Chief and let's see how many people come out of there with a mental successful push. That's what it is. It's all about the push of the next.
I think, bro, like what's about to happen is because I've been off social media for a while. But I've been doing stuff, and this is what this event Thursday is going to be about. Like I'm gonna showcase a lot of the stuff that I've been doing, and the docuseries is going to be the premiere of the event because, like I said, it's not just about me; it's about the community. So basically, what my vision is for that is like how Mick had a model for a successful school system. Mm-hmm. I have a vision for Bedstuy being a model for successful communities. And it starts with the individual, like-minded people, and you have a block. No, matter of fact, you have your household. And even though it's gentrified still, you still got other household on the block. So now the block makes a block, you know what I'm saying? And blocks make a community, a neighborhood. So therefore, there's still a culture in Bedstuy, regardless of who lives here right now.
Yeah. I was about to say Bedstuy is a culture. It ain't even even about us. Most of these environments are a culture. Williamsburg, Brownsville, it's all a culture because it's all about what they was on. It's like that's what made them the stone that they are known for. Mm-hmm. Brownsville never ran, never will. It's that's them. No matter who's there, that's just what it is. It's gentrified, whatever, but it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
So once we get that model, and it's all based on love and creativity. You know what I'm saying? I'm not stepping on your toes if you're another rapper or whatever it is that if you're a clothing designer and I'm a clothing designer, I'm not stepping on your toes. It's economics. Let's keep the economics going and let's create the awareness for this location that we both share. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to bring awareness here and it's going to create more money. You know what I'm saying? So like once you do that with that, once you create that model of community, I personally believe it can work.
Yeah, it definitely can.
Let's look at I spoke to somebody the other day about this. In Atlanta, they just did the Earn Your Leisure Fest. 19 Keys and them dudes out there. I commend what they doing out there. It's very huge what they doing as far as the forum that they built, and they're based on economics. For me, locally, home in my community, I feel we have to get on the same page, get on the same mindset before we can start focusing on economics. Like I said, everybody getting money, but we're not on the same page. We're not unified in some aspects. So that's why they can do that over there in Atlanta, but we here. I want us to get the mindset right, and I'm utilizing the things that I'm doing and the blueprint from Frank Mickens to do that. However, there's a lot of Brooklyn dudes that's in Atlanta.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So these is dudes that I'm like, I gotta get up. They know they had to get up out of New York because it was pigeonholing them. I don't know if they have anything to do with what 19 Keys and Earn Your Leisure is doing, but we do have an influence in a lot of places. You know what I'm saying?
Everywhere.
Especially, listen, I wear Bedstuy on my back, so this is the Bedstuy dude on Mars right now. There's a Brooklyn dude on Mars right now, for real. You know what I'm saying? Forever Brooklyn. So as far as like wherever our peoples is at, talk about Trav, talk about Budachi, talk about Von Jeff, you know what I'm saying? And like, listen, this is where I come from. This is what we doing. Spread the word. Because this is how it's gonna happen.
And that's always how it goes. The old school way of communication, just spreading the word.
Spread the word.
One person tell the next person. Believe it, it still works. It still works. Yo, it still works. That's how I get my views. Yo, listen, go to it. Turn to it. Just watch it.
That's why I got this, bro. Like this is the old school guerrilla marketing. Like here you go a flyer.
Believe me, it works.
Here go a flyer. Like you got it digitally on social media, and you can email it, you could text it, however. But also here's the physical. Yeah, this is me. This is the person behind this brand. Oh wow, okay, I never knew who this person was.
It's like I know it's costly, but if I was an artist, I probably go all the way back to Master P and sell CDs out the trunk right now.
Why not?
Because
it's all yours.
Because it's all yours, and they got this. This is what people care about. They got to think
something
a whole
tangible.
I got it. It's tangible. I got it. And ain't nothing like writing an autograph in it when they buy it from you.
And the crazy shit is, I could fuck around and NFT this bitch.
Now,
I can fuck around and NFT this motherfucker.
Exactly. Now it's a play. It's a play.
There's so many different ways now, bro.
So exactly. That's why I said, if I had rap skill, I'd be out here selling y'all CDs.
That's what I'm about to do with the with the Count Me In joint.
I wouldn't even make. I'd probably press up like 1,000 copies.
You know what's coming back? Vinyl. Vinyl is heavy right now.
It's a spot in the back of Williamsburg, if I'm not mistaken, that makes it. Like you could go to them and give them your music, and they'll make it vinyl.
Yep.
So everything goes full circle. It's coming back. Yep. It's all about if enough people want it. Enough people want it, and then some people don't even know what they want. They just see you got it, you like it, so I like it too.
Right.
I want to be down. Brandy said it back in the days. I want to be down.
And that's why I keep talking about where I'm from. I'm from Bedstuy, like, it's where I'm from. Like, people be like, yo, you supposed to love yourself. You supposed to love where you from. You supposed to love where you're going. You know what I'm saying?
That's the only way you could appreciate.
And it's not just a celebrity factor, though. It's not just because it's a bunch of celebrities that come from here. Why you think people are actually, like I said, the celebrity that I saw that lived on the next block from me, he could have chose anywhere else.
Anywhere else.
Not just because, that house was available. Nah, you could have bought a house somewhere else. But why here? Why Spike Lee chose to do the right thing here?
Because he from what, Fort Greene? There's some nice areas in Fort Greene. He could have shot that. It wouldn't give him that look, though.
Why you did it in Bedstuy, though? He know why.
That Empire, it's the heart of Brooklyn. It's the middle of Brooklyn. It's the heart of Brooklyn.
We had that Mike Tyson joint.
Yeah,
Brooklyn's own Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson from Bedstuy?
Nah, he from the Ville. Brownsville.
From Brownsville, right? But we had that big ass joint where on Lexington and Stuyvesant.
Bedford-Stuyvesant. We got you. Mike, we got you, baby.
But we got love. We got love for everybody though.
Oh yeah.
We got that. It's like I say, bro, like we that model. We that model that we could fucking change the world, bro. I don't care if nobody agrees with me. This is what I personally feel. There's great leaders that come from where I'm from. And there's great leaders in your neighborhood as well. Whoever's listening, and you're a great leader because you're tuned in right now. And you're meant to do something phenomenal. And whatever it is, do that shit. And be prideful of your last name, where you from, your family, because that made you who you are. I just learned a lot about my last name from my pop side. I'm talking about this year. I just recently learned my last name ain't even really Jefferson, but my last name's supposed to be Carter.
Carter.
You know what I'm saying? I went to my pop side family reunion recently, and I'm down in Florida, and I got a lot of knowledge and a lot of history. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's a lot of us that don't
know that.
You know what I'm saying? That don't know.
To get your family background and stuff, you definitely got to go visit the kinfolk in Florida. Not in Florida, in the South.
In the South, right.
South. Let me not say Florida and single it down.
And it's not even really Carter, to tell you the truth, because what I learned is, great. However deep it goes, he at 13, his name is Newt Carter. He was taken into slavery at the age of 13, and he was taken to the Carter plantation. So who was he? What was his name prior to going to that plantation? And the reality is this, though. I'm not sitting here jumping out the window saying I'm related to Dwayne Carter or Sean Carter. However, our ancestors probably was on the same plantation. So why the fuck is we out here fighting and beefing with each other and killing each other?
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm saying? But that's how deep it goes. But at the end of the day, I feel empowered by having this knowledge. When I was young, I used to be upset about certain shit, but now that I'm older, it's like, yo, this shit is systematic. Like, it ain't nobody's fault. You know what I'm saying? To say, oh, my pops did wrong or my grandfather did wrong. This shit is bigger than that. You know what I mean? You know?
The brainwash goes back, beginning of time.
Nah, for real. For real. It goes, and we don't start at slavery. We don't start at slavery. Yeah. I don't want to get too deep right now, but it's just real shit though. It's just real though, man. But this is the part. This is the part of loving ourselves, tapping into that.
That's why
that higher frequency, bro.
Why you think China took back California? Why you think China bought California? Because if you ever been to California, you look around. That's their shit. They was here before Christopher Columbus discovered. They was on the West Coast. Christopher came on the East. They was already established. California was already established. So let you know.
At this stage, people, it's a lot. It's a necessity for unlearning tradition and re-educating yourself.
That's a must. That's a must because, like you said, if you listen to them, the black race is about what, 400 years old, 500. Slavery's been about what?
That shit ain't never sit right with me. That shit ain't never sit right with me.
Yeah, we came right before that.
That ain't never sit right with me. Cause, you know.
Like when you use your common sense, that's what gets a lot of people, not really get you in trouble, but when you're a kid, that's what gets you in trouble when
Why?
you're a kid. Common
you
sense.
Asking questions like, it don't make sense.
Yes. Why is the number one, why? Like, Jesus walk on water. Why? Why is he walking on water?
And then you know why the parents get tight? Because they ain't got the answer. This is why they get tight. Sit your ass down. Shut up.
Why? Because that's what it said. That's what it said right there. You read it, right? You read it?
Nah, man.
You go write it.
And this. Honestly, like when we talk about the generations now, they ain't trying to hear that. Cause my mom said so. Cause my mom's did this. We not doing that. They not doing that no more.
They want proof. They want answers. They want to know. They really want to know. Like you just can't tell me because that's the right thing to do.
I'll be honest, bro. Like for me, I'm big on vibes and energy. Like even when I used to be like going to church. Like my cousin Pops, he was 5% Muslim. His mom's was Seventh-day Adventist Baptist. My grandma's on my father's side is Jehovah's Witness. I was baptized in the Catholic Church right there on Lewis and Hart. St. John's. So as far as like at a young age, like being pulled in so many directions and going to church, it was just something within me that just felt uncomfortable. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying anything bad about church. I'm just saying how I felt.
You just felt like,
and then to see imagery of Jesus or God or whatever, and it didn't look like me.
and like that's what threw me out. That's what, like, real quick on the religion. That's what like got me out of the church things too. Because then they had the Jesus up there, but when he don't look like what they describe in the book.
You feel me?
All right, that's white. I know what copper look like.
Hair like wool.
Yeah, that
like,
don't look wool. that don't look wool. Like, come on. You know what you know, and you. Why Jesus look like that?
His eyes is blue.
It,
You just start questioning stuff, bro.
That's all.
You just start questioning stuff. You know what I mean?
Now I don't get mad at my kids when they question. If I don't know, we hit Google together. Come on, let's go to Google.
Let's find out. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know all the answers.
I don't. I ain't gonna sit here and act. My kids will tell you quick. Yeah, nah, Dad, I go Google you to death. What? And then I'm gonna question Google though.
Like, you gotta do deep research.
Yeah, because it don't make sense to me just because it says
But
that.
check it though. Check it. Like what I've been doing, and this has been over, I would say, probably about 10 years now, a little more than 10 years now. Like my first piece of like knowledge that made me start digging deeper was Hidden Colors. I actually made copies of that, bro, and went back to the high, to teachers in the high, the principal who was the principal at that time, and was like, "Yo, why y'all ain't teach us? Why you ain't tell us about this?" Nobody got back to me. Nobody got back to me because I understand why. But however, there's scholars that's still alive today that have done their research. They may Google something, but they spend time. And shout out to Billy Carson. I've been watching him lately. He says that he will research a topic or one specific thing for probably about a year or more. And then he would actually go travel to the land and talk to the elders of that land and spend time with them before he even attempt to project whatever the information is he trying to,
He's super fact check.
So it's not just, I read it in the book or, you know what I'm saying? Like it's some scholars out there that's out there doing their due diligence.
Still putting in the work.
Putting in the work.
Because people say, oh, the internet make you lazy if you let it make you lazy. But it's real inquisitive. It makes you like, what the hell?
It's good information.
Don't you want to go there? Talk about a vacation spot. It pops up on your phone.
Traveling is so
like,
dope.
You know what? I'm going to go there. Mm-hmm. So that's what it is. But when you spread it, what's the word with the Buddha Chief? Is you spread anywhere around with the shows? You going traveling around?
So, yes. So basically, I intend to take, once again, the model, take this model on the road. So I've done it locally here in New York City. Comedy, poetry, game nights in cannabis-friendly environments. But now being that cannabis is legal, I'm looking to take this business model and do it like wherever that I can pretty much do it. Like, not to get caught up in the whole legality and, government approving if I could do this and do that shit. Like, I'm not with all that. You know what I'm saying? If I could go to the UK, catch your own flight, and some of my people's over there, they got the bud or whatever, they got a venue space, they got couches, they got whatever I need to create the space, I'm going to take the Buddha Chief experience there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I have a model that for the events, and it's an experience that I'm dealing. You know what I'm saying? It's an experience that when you leave this event, like you feel, my whole intent was to make adults feel like kids again. This is why I started to do cannabis and comedy. I remember when I was younger that it was a phase of smoking where everything was fucking funny. We got high and it was like, yo, anything was fucking funny. I wanted to relive that again. So this is why I started to do these events in cannabis-friendly environments and stuff. So yes, definitely take it on the road. And where things is at right now, they're considering me a legacy operator. What a legacy operator is that I've come to learn is somebody that's been doing a thing for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you definitely fit the criteria.
You know, that's been arrested for cannabis. That's been arrested for cannabis and some other criteria that you have to meet. But so I'm told that I meet the criteria. And I wasn't comfortable even talking about this. So now, like I said, I'm putting my face and image to the brand and everything. So I'm looking forward to what the social equity and, you know, the legalization of cannabis is, you know, the direction that it's going in.
Okay. Well, you know, it's coming up to the closing of the show. Most definitely want to wish you the best of luck and most definitely want to link up with you and get involved with it because, hey, listen, man, I have ideas, you have ideas, but I definitely want to be a part because it's something positive and ain't nothing wrong with being connected with something positive.
I appreciate that.
Most definitely. Thank you, man. God bless.
God bless you too.
Talk your talk. Episode Buddha Chief. Most definitely.